Hello, Frejid here. Welcome to episode 4 of my Let's Play. First wanted to start out by saying, oh yeah, okay, I'm going to interrupt myself because you're probably wondering what this is. This is going to be a reed farm. This is not the reed farm. I'm sorry, I still call them reeds. Sugarcane. This is a sugarcane farm. Going to be. I'm gonna automate it with RedPower, and we're gonna do that this episode. I have an idea that I have not tested, but I think it'll work. Of course, I said the same thing with this. What I did here so far is I just ripped out all the tubes that were going to the deployers, and for now I'm just filling them manually. And I don't have very many seeds, so I think there are 4 in each one right now. So every hour they get harvested. I've already done it a few times and it's been working. I do have a few more seeds here, but I wanted to wait until I had 20 before I go and distribute them again. I don't want to keep it that way because it's kind of a pain to go through and basically have to click here, pick up my seeds, put one in, click here, pick up my seed, put one in, and go all the way down the line on the bottom row too. So yeah, I will still be changing this. I got some good suggestions from Zerea0 in the comments of my last video, and so I may try and incorporate those. I also have another idea for kind of a smaller setup that I had after I came up with the idea for my reed farm. So after we build the first prototype of the reed farm, of the sugarcane farm, if that works, then I may try and do something similar with the wheat farm, so I'll show you that later. Let's see, I don't think I've done anything else since the end of the last episode, really. Yeah, so I'm going to first build my prototype for the sugarcane farm, and I'll meet you after it's done and we'll see if it works. Then I'll walk through it. Oh, and I just wanted to briefly mention, and that rain, seems like it rains a lot here. I don't know if it's the biome we're in. Anyway, I just wanted to briefly mention that I did some searching on the lighting kind of strangeness here, how this not smoothly lit blocks, they're just uniformly lit, as opposed to the full blocks, which have this nice gradient. And I think what I read was something from Ellerim actually talking about a problem with lighting on the inside of blocks. So I think what we're looking at with these sort of made up stairs are the insides of these slabs and half slabs, or quarter slabs, whatever they're called. So here's what I mean. Let's see if I can show you with these covers. So all of these covers, okay, so they're on these blocks here, which means these are the outside and these are the inside. And as you can see, the lighting on the inside here is pretty uneven. I mean, there's no smooth gradient. It's like each face just gets one light level. But the lighting on the outside is still pretty smooth, like normal blocks. So I think that's what all this is, like these columns and even these panels back here. Those are the insides of those panels, and I guess columns and these blocks, we're just seeing the insides instead of the outsides, and that's why it's not smooth. So it is something that I believe that Ellerim is aware of, and so hopefully it's something that can be fixed eventually. But you know, if not, it's still these blocks are so cool that it's not a big deal. So one of the things I wanted to test before I started building the reed farm, sugarcane farm. You know what? I'm gonna stop correcting myself. If I say reed farm, you know what I mean. Anyway, I wasn't sure. I had an idea for trying to figure out when the reed had grown, and I could use like a bud switch or something along those lines, but I didn't really want to for this. I can't exactly say why. I mean, I just don't really know why. I just didn't want to. And I had a thought that maybe if cactus, which can be automatically harvested pretty easily without block breakers, if cactus grows at about the same rate as the sugarcane, then I might be able to use the cactus as a timer in a way. So what I think I'm going to do, I still have to see if my whole plan will even work, but I'm going to build these modules that should be fairly small. It's only going to have 4 sugarcane, and I think next to it I'll put one with 4 cactus, and then when the cactus are automatically harvested by putting a block in between them up above, and they go through the tube, I'll have an item detector, and when the item detector detects the cactus, it'll send a pulse to probably block breakers or pistons. Not sure. I'm thinking pistons to break these guys, and then I'll have a transposer below. I'll show you. It'll be much easier to just show you. But I just wanted to show you that I had basically planted these cactus next to the reeds. I replanted all the reeds at the same time so that they'd all start at the same time. And then while I was waiting for them to grow, I did a little work on the storage room here. I made a little ceiling decoration, and I started making an upstairs to just the storage area. This is going to be like maybe a project room. I want to put down some project benches and probably start off with like redstone circuitry type stuff, but haven't done anything with that yet. I used more micro blocks for the stairs, and actually just to save on sandstone I used only these why can't I remember what these are called? I don't have any. The slab strips, I think they're called. Slab strips. So, which I could do in the front here as well to save, you know, there's basically a slab strip in the corner back behind these two that you can't even see. So I could cut that out just to save a little bit of material. Not a huge deal. In fact, I forgot to take out these two. There we go. Let's see if I'm right. Slab strips. Slab strips. Yeah. So that's what these stairs are made out of. The edge around isn't very fancy. I'm sure I can work on that and make it look a little better. None of this is finished, of course. I thought this might look kind of cool to have. It's like an open railing, although you can barely tell, so I probably could have just put 3 pieces of glass there. The nice thing though about these covers is that you can break one and don't lose it. So yeah, what I was saying before, I have the cactus and the reeds. I wanted to test and see if they grow at about the same rate, and it seems like they do. So I'm going to go ahead and get started working on those farms. Okay, so here is my basic idea. I'm still trying to figure out how best to do this. I've tried a few different configurations, but basically I've got my 4 cactus here with a transposer in the middle. I tried just having solid blocks on the corners here. These are now hollow, just glass panels or glass covers. But I did have like just solid dirt blocks there, and the problem, and without these tops above them as well. But the problem I was seeing, I sat here and watched it for a while. Every time a cactus would pop off, almost every time, it would bounce off the dirt, or it would bounce off the back glass or this dirt and come right back down and land on the cactus again and destroy itself. I think only once did it actually fall into the middle. And at the time I didn't have the transposer being powered at all, so the transposer would only suck an item in if something landed directly on top of it. So I removed those corner blocks and made this hollow, and what I'm testing now, I'm not even sure if cactus can grow, or actually I've seen it grow with a block above, but I'm not sure what's going to happen whether it'll grow and break off or not without something next to it. So yeah, I'm not sure if this block above it is actually going to break it off. I haven't seen it happen yet. Anyway, my idea is the cactus will grow, immediately break off. Now I'm actually powering the transposer on a timer. So every time it gets power, it's going to try and suck an item in from a 3x3x2 area, which is exactly the size of this glass case. And so you can see I'm using just the RedPower, the red wire tubes. No, redstone tubes. And this middle section is actually open, so I'm trying not to fall in. I've done that a few times. So I don't know if this is going to work. It's actually, it seems kind of difficult to figure out a RedPower solution to Cactus because if I put a block breaker in any position where I could actually break the cactus block when it grows, the cactus will just automatically break itself because anytime it grows and there's a block next to it, it just breaks. So block breakers really won't work with cactus, not even above. And so other than resorting to like traditional cactus farm, which I could do, but I'm trying to avoid that as much as possible, this is the best I could come up with so far. So we'll see if this works. So yeah, assuming this works, I'll probably have like 2 or 3 of these, and then I'll have some reeds. My reed system is going to be similar to this, but with reeds, it'll be easy to add. I'll probably add block breakers in the corners and just hook those up to this timer circuit as well. This whole time I've been showing this to you, not a single cactus has grown, or if it has, we didn't see it. Oops, can't jump up there. And it destroyed itself by landing on another cactus. So I'll have to watch this some more and see if it's going to work or not. Alright, so what I ended up doing, kind of compromising, and in my test it looked like it worked, but since I built 2 of these, I haven't actually seen it work yet. But yeah, so I ended up, let's see, yeah, I knew it was going to fall in. Alright, I ended up putting glass covers on these 5 spots here because when the cactus grows, any of these 5 blocks actually will force it to break, and it'll either bounce off one of these back walls or it'll go forward into the center. And by putting these covers in, I'm hoping that it'll reduce the chance that it'll actually land on another cactus or hit the side of the cactus, for instance. So like there's actually nothing below this cover here, and that should not be a problem because everything that breaks is going to be up above, so nothing's going to get below. So there's still a possibility that it could break and go kind of diagonally over to one of the other cacti, and get destroyed. But it seemed like when I was watching it, that didn't happen very often at all. It's still pretty slow to grow, and I gotta get out of here. So I set the timer to 30 seconds. Just I don't know. I'm afraid it's gonna cause too much lag if I have it going too fast, but I suppose I should test that. And this is by no means finished. I will make it look better eventually. I just want to make sure it's something that I'm happy with. Yeah, I like the glass surrounding though. You can kind of see everything. Underneath, I've got glass covers just holding up the sand so I can walk underneath the sand, which is nice. Yeah, so hopefully this will work out okay. Nothing in the chest yet. And it's been going for about 5 minutes maybe. So yeah, I'll have to do some other stuff around here. while I'm waiting to see if this actually works. Probably should start on the reed farm next. I was going to put it in this area, but I think this is my drop shaft and my way up, which these are also temporary, by the way, but my only way up and down right now. Eventually I'm going to build an elevator or two. So I'm trying to figure out where to put the reed farm. And I'm thinking if I take this wall out and put it in between, I'm going to have to, there's water buried in here for the wheat. Oh, that's a bad one to destroy. Where is it? So one more in? No. There it is. Okay, so there's water all along here. So I'll either have to bury it on the other side, which means I'll have to build a wall because it has to be 4 spaces away. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'd have to put it here at the furthest, which means I need a wall here, which means I'd no longer be able to walk through here. So I don't know if I want to put it there. So I guess I could put it on this side. I did kind of want to keep all the farms near each other, all the plant farms near each other. And I sort of thought it would make sense to put them all on the same side. I guess I could put it behind it too. I could put it back in this area maybe. Kind of cramped, but I'm not sure if I put it in here if I'm going to be able to make everything look nice anyway. So we'll see. I could put it above as well and just bring everything down through these tubes, which might be nice, and I'll eventually have a way of getting up and down other than a ladders or whatever. Man, this rain. I may have to just go up there and put some glass across. I'm getting kind of tired of the rain. I don't know what it is about this place. It rains like every 10 minutes. It gets annoying. I like rain, but it's too much. Where'd you come from? There we go. So let's just stop the rain coming down at the bottom. Going back down. And this is working. It's a little slow. We got 5 cactus now. So I'll probably keep it. It's not like I need a lot of cactus. I'll be using them for dye, and that's about it. So I can let them cook slowly, I guess, or grow slowly. Oh, silence. No more rain down here. Oh, hello, spider. Come on down. That's nice. Yep. So, yeah, once this whole roof is gone, it may be covered in glass. All right. So I've got the cactus and sugarcane farms built. They are quite a bit more complex than they need to be, just for fun. Well, the cactus farm isn't, but the reed farm for sure could be a lot simpler. But I'll just go walk through them really quick if I can. So the cactus farm is, as I showed you earlier, I just have another one on top that's exactly the same with the transposer right there in the middle, just like this one has. I set the timer to 60 seconds because it takes 5 minutes or so for items to disappear. So cactus will break, and every minute it checks to see if there's anything broken on any of these glass pads in the middle. and then it'll suck them down into the tubes. So then what happens on the read side, so the cactus gets sucked either through this tube or that one, comes up here. Let's see if I can show you. And it goes through this item detector, and I don't have it set to anything special. It's just any item. Stop that. There's lava under there. So the item, when it's detected, as it goes through on the way to this chest, the cactus will set off a redstone signal, which sets off this whole section here. This more redstone tubes, which all get lit. These all go to block breakers. There are 8 block breakers, 4 up here and 4 down here. And each block breaker is at the middle section of, or I guess the second section of the sugarcane. So sugarcane can go up to, actually I think they can go higher than 3, but I only built this for it to go up to 3 blocks high. But once the middle section is sucked out by the block breaker, if there is a top section, it'll fall to the ground. So I have a transposer in the middle here, which is set up to a repeater with a slight delay, so that the block breakers will go first, then a second or so later the transposer will go, so that it sucks up any of the top pieces that may have broken off and fallen on the ground here. I've also blocked off either the water here or the sides above and below the block breaker, so that the pieces don't go flying on top of the block breakers, and the transposer will be able to get them. I'm not sure if it would be able to get them if they were on top of the block breakers or not, so everything should fall in this sort of plus shape, either on top of the reeds or on top of the transposer. Or possibly could land here, but the transposer will still get it if it somehow lands underneath the block breaker. And it's the same on top, except the transposer is upside down, so it'll suck up, which I didn't test. I believe that works. There are only 2 spaces between the transposer and the floor, so I think no matter the orientation, it works in a 3x3x2 area, so that should be okay. So here's the other repeater with the delay for that transposer, and it would suck up anything that had fallen down and push it through this tube. So all those tubes converge into that chest down there, and those, I'm going to move those chests eventually, probably stack them up and make a nice little facade around them. This isn't going to be completely open once it's all done, but for now it's just kind of ugly and completely open. I may move these tubes around to the other side too, so that you can see the plants a little better. But here, yeah, actually I can show you how it works. So there's one tall reed back there and another one down there, it looks like. Not 3 tall, but 2 at least. And I don't see any cacti pieces, but I'll throw in some dirt. Okay, so the dirt's sitting there. So when this timer comes around, it's about to hit, oh wait, no it's not. So it'll be a few, like 30 seconds or so from now. You'll see that get sucked down through into this tube, and when it goes through the item detector, the sugarcane will get sucked into those tubes and into this chest. So let's see how much longer we have to wait. About 10 seconds or so. But hopefully this, yeah, will look a lot better. Okay, so it just got sucked in. Should be coming through here. Now it's going to hit the item detector. The block breakers went off, and then the transposers went off, but there was nothing for the transposers to get. So, and here are the sugarcane coming into this chest. And I just did it this way. I could have easily hooked up this timer, like I mentioned, to both of these farms. And if I did, I wouldn't need this item detector. I wouldn't need most of these tubes. Well, that's not true. I'd still need a lot of tubes, but this is a little bit more complex than it needs to be just because I wanted to have the cactus trigger the harvesting of the sugarcane. And I don't have a good reason for wanting that. I just my original idea was that it would be a lot cooler than this. but I still think it's pretty cool actually, and it was fun. So it's not like a high yield setup either. I've been messing around for a couple of hours and I've only got 30 cactus and 7, well, the sugar canes I just finished, but yeah. So we'll see how it goes. If I find out that I need something better as I'm playing, then I'll certainly make it. I could always make these taller and make more of them, or I could just make a better design. We'll see. Anyway, I think that's gonna probably do it for this episode. I think we're out of time. Next episode, I may either try and fix the wheat farm from some of the comments that I received, or I might do something else because it'd be nice to get some wool going. Having a lot of different colors of wool is helpful with RedPower in a lot of ways. And or I may need a flax farm, which is another plant farm. Oh, I didn't mention I moved the water over here. Yeah, I tore down that whole wall, moved the water here. So there's the water for the lower crops and the water for the upper crops. Only need these two for both of them. So, all right. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.